Good morning. Okay, let's get the energy going in the room. Good morning. I am Cristle, the president of Sarah Lawrence, and I am delighted to welcome you. I'm delighted to welcome you to this beautiful campus and this celebratory occasion as we gather for our 95th commencement. Without doubt, this is the most exciting and important event to take place on the lawn this year. That is saying something in a year which included a visit from the President of the United States. He stood in this very spot. He is quite the warm-up act to follow. But to quote an opening line from POTUS, "Hello, Sarah Lawrence College, one of the great liberal arts colleges in America." As we begin today, I would like to take a moment to continue a tradition that I began in my first Sarah Lawrence commencement, taking a moment to express gratitude, to honor and to thank those who helped guide our graduates to this moment. So graduates of the class of 2023, would you please stand? Good, you're lifting up good. And now graduates, please turn and face your families, your parents, your friends, those who have supported and nurtured you. Thank them with a hearty and heartfelt round of applause. Okay, graduates, turn around and please continue to stand. This is a good test. Are you listening today? Our staff, today as every other day, are working with unmatched dedication, many behind the scenes, to help keep you fed, safe, and healthy, to make sure that the lights turn on, that the tent is up, that the AV is working. Their tireless efforts make the campus what it is and ensure that a day like today is a seamless success. So please now thank our staff when you see them today and honor them with your applause. Stay up just a bit longer because last but not least, I want to invite you to honor a group of people who have been extraordinarily and singularly committed to your pursuit of learning and to your success for these past years, to whom you will continue to be connected long, long, long into the future, and that is the Sarah Lawrence faculty. Now you may be seated. I would like to add my thanks to the parents and families and friends in attendance today, and to all those watching and sending good wishes from around the world via live stream. We are so grateful for your commitment to Sarah Lawrence, for your support of our students. Today we mark a rite of passage not only for them, but for you as well. Please know that we consider you too to be a part of the Sarah Lawrence community, not only now, but into the future. And we hope that you will stay connected with us. Today is a long-awaited celebratory occasion, but one that comes with many and varied emotions given our experiences across these last years. Class of 2023, you have had quite the trajectory at Sarah Lawrence. Some might say it was unprecedented. The arrival of the pandemic forced us to remote learning just as you, our graduating seniors, were midway through the second semester of your very first year here. When you left campus for that spring break, you all embarked on different paths. Indeed, some of you did not return to campus until this past fall, the world's longest spring break. For our graduate students, while it's not unusual for individuals studying such vastly different disciplines to have widely varied paths through grad school, it most certainly was not usual to begin your time at Sarah Lawrence in math and in outdoor makeshift classrooms, that is, when you weren't in class online. Different paths, different challenges, yet here you all are, together under the same tent at the same commitment. Together, staying connected. Despite the challenges you face, that's something that you have excelled at, class of 2023. Undergraduates, I remember welcoming you and your families to Sarah Lawrence on the day you moved in. The very first class to be welcomed in the then brand new Walker Campus Center. As we prepared for that arrival, I remember feeling a sense of confidence, ready to welcome you. And as I was entering my third year as a professor, no longer a newcomer. And I remember the optimism, the excitement, the nervous buzz that swirled around. And I declared to you at the end of your orientation that the college was open. What I saw you there was a group of individuals like-minded in pursuit of broad, boundless knowledge, and your eagerness to connect, your eagerness to create work, to create community, to create lives, to create you. None of us then could have imagined the script that was ahead of us, and if we had, we would have thought it stretched all around credibility. Yet when we gathered for a class toast at the start of this year, we returned to campus as seniors. Your collective desire to come back together, to make this year vibrant, meaningful, and memorable, is powerful. I remain so impressed by, and so grateful for your desire to make this work together, and the many ways that you put that into action. You have much to be proud of in your time with Sarah Lawrence class of 2023. For me, at least, your commitment to each other and your extraordinary efforts at building a community are right at the top of that list. When I asked members of this class what I should say in this address, one of you, you'll know who you are, told me to use the longest string of adjectives I could to describe you, and you have earned it. Together, you are the indefatigable, irrepressible, compassionate, empathetic, creative, food truck loving, passionate, justice seeking, just plain smart class of 2023. The art of our particular 4 years together is etched in my memory. The reasons they're both deeply personal to work with us. I genuinely want to thank you for all that you've done together with everyone else under this tent to get us to this time. In the fall, in anticipation of our 100th anniversary in 2026, we introduced the Centennial Ribbon, a new visual representation of our long-standing network. And you, class of 2023, are the first graduates going out from this place with that version of the ribbon. And it's fitting because it embodies you well. Many ways you are the inspiration for that version of the ribbon. The griffin symbolizing intelligence and strength, joining the power and majesty of a lion with the wisdom and tenacity of an eagle to create an entirely new creature that exceeds the song of its heart. The centennial griffin brings its own particular twist to that with a blend of balance, wisdom, and creativity. Wielding a quilt, a nod to how writing has been embedded in Sarah Lawrence from the start, the power of the word, the poetry grace, intentional, a little playful, evocative of things, and in all the ways that SLCC express themselves. Glances to the past to honor what came before, while striding boldly towards the future. Class of 2023, I hope and trust that you will do the same. The future is on many minds. What a day like today does. So it's dull to me as I reference our mission statement, something I've done time or 2 or 20 in your years in college. Here we go one last time. It begins. Sarah Lawrence Grit seeks to graduate world citizens, and it concludes, who are prepared to tackle the problems of life and thrive in a complex and rapidly evolving world. There you have it in a nutshell, and I'd like to support the height to this thought. You are world citizens, and you are prepared. Your education has prepared you. It's an understatement to say that we all gain new appreciation of just how complex and rapidly evolving our world is. Never forget what it means to earn your degree at Sarah Lawrence. To be united with more than 20,000 alumni, privilege and pleasure, yes, but also in the obligation of this education. When I meet our alumni, what they tell me as I look back at the time of college is this: that Sarah Lawrence was transformative, that it was transformative, and that it was life-changing. Transformative and life-changing. They tell me they didn't necessarily realize that immediately after graduation. So graduates, you are probably not going to wake up tomorrow morning feeling instantly transformed. But over time, this is what our graduates tell me they recognize as the most valuable aspect of their life. You go out into the world full of uncertainty. Be certain of one thing. Those 20,000 like-minded alumni across this globe are waiting to welcome you, support you, make space for you, to help you forge your path. As you move about the world, you will encounter them in all sorts of unusual and unexpected ways. You will have a graduate, sometimes take you by surprise when you meet someone who asks penetrating questions, who thinks about problems from many angles, and in new ways, who connects disparate interests and passions for knowledge. You have a way of saying, and who's just interesting. You'll recognize something familiar about these people and they about you. You'll recognize each other as Sarah Lawrence. Count on this network. Connect with each other. Stay connected to your college. And as we learned over these past few years, you don't have to be at Sarah Lawrence to be part of Sarah Lawrence. Always remember that. So graduates, I end with a simple charge. First, as a world citizen, live into the promise of your Sarah Lawrence education. Continue to embrace intellectual and creative risks, to cross disciplinary boundaries with curiosity and with confidence, but also with humility, with humanity, and with concern and compassion for others. And then use your Sarah Lawrence education in the way it has prepared you. Use it to tackle the problems of and to thrive in a complex and rapidly evolving world. Do so not only so that you yourself may thrive, but in order to lead the way that all may thrive in this world that needs everything that you are so uniquely prepared to bring it. And it needs that now more than ever. Congratulations, class of 2023.